Have you ever wondered the difference between you and your desired greatness? Are you torn in the confusion of realizing who you are and what you're capable of actualizing? What if one decision today can reveal the leader within you and change the narrative? Welcome to Empowerment Hub with Chidebere Clifford Eze, where potentials are unlocked and leaders built. While training minds and challenging excuses, ordinary people are transformed into confident, purpose-driven leaders. Every episode is a call to action, to growth, to stretch, and to rise. You are equipped to quit doubting and delaying and to start discovering and becoming. Step in, level up, lead boldly, and transform your world. Be empowered.
You have a choice in how you engage with life, either to be proactive and lead, or just absorb and be a victim. Your approach in life determines your impact. So will you shape your world or just reflect it? Welcome to Empowerment Hub. Here we unlock potentials that are in you and empower you to be exceptional leaders. So how has your journey of transformation been? Trust you're making progress and showing up daily. Tonight our discussion is a question, an interrogative sentence. Are you a thermostat or a thermometer? A thermometer is a measuring device that dictates or displays the current temperature of its environment. It has no ability to change the temperature. It only reads and reflects what already exists. It only tells you what it is. Whereas a thermostat, on the other hand, is a control device that not only dictates temperature, but also regulates and sets it. A thermostat has the power to change the environment to match a desired temperature. In every room, there are two devices, a thermostat and a thermometer. One controls the temperature, the other just reflects it. One decides what the environment will be, the other simply tells you what it already is. So here is the question. Which one are you? Are you a thermostat, setting the temperature of your life, your relationship, your career, your future? Or are you a thermometer, just reflecting whatever circumstances you find yourself in? Many people live their life like thermometers. They react to their environment, they reflect the mood of the room, they let external conditions dictate their internal state. But winners, leaders, champions, they live like thermostats. They don't wait for the temperature to change, nor reflect the temperature. They set the atmosphere, they set their temperature. In the office, when everyone is negative about a new project, instead of joining the negativity, a thermostat says, "Oh, I hear these concerns, but let's focus on solutions." He asks the question, what can we control? The energy of thermostat redirects the room. Thermostat sets the temperature. A thermostat applies for 5 jobs and gets rejected the 5 times, yet he or she does not spiral. He or she thinks, okay, what can I improve? Let me refine my resume and practice my interviews. Thermostat use failures as feedback and not a verdict. I will need to repeat this. Thermostats, they use failure as feedback. They view and see failure as feedback and not just a final verdict. They decide what rejection would mean to them. Another instance is when a thermostat sees his former classmate, maybe his promotion or any win on social media, he thinks, oh, that's inspiring. Sincerely, he celebrates him or her and uses it as motivation to keep building. He sets his own emotional temperature instead of letting comparison control him. The difference between mediocrity and greatness is the shift from thermometer living to thermostat living. I need to repeat that. So the difference between mediocrity and greatness is the shift from thermometer living to thermostat living. So let's look at practical ways to live as a thermostat. So the very first is to take ownership of your responses. In life, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to circumstances. So control your responses. If you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your responses, so why dwell on just circumstances that happen to you? It is better, or rather you should focus on your responses to circumstances and things that are happening to you around you. Another practical way to live as a thermostat is to decide your standards in advance. So do not make decisions when you are emotional. Set your thermostat even before the pressure comes. The third way is to influence your environment and not just absorb it. Thermostats don't just absorb their environment, they reflect it, they set the tune. So when everyone is complaining in your workplace, in your environment, as a thermostat, you should think of solutions, you should think of the way out, you should think of bringing solutions. Then the fourth practical way is to make decisions daily, not once, daily. Making decisions daily and not just once. Deciding your reality is not a one-time event, it is a daily practice. In the next episode, we'll be looking at 7 most important decisions you should take in life. So look forward to the episode by this time next week. The fifth practical way to live as a thermostat is to stop waiting for permission or perfect condition. Thermostats don't take permission before they reflect or change their environment, and they don't wait for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions are illusions, are delusions. There is no perfect time, there is no perfect conditions. Thermostats moves and the temperature follows them. So thermostats, they take the action, they take the initiative, they move, and the temperature in result now reflects and follows them. So the impact of being a thermostat, we look at various areas of life and the impact of being a thermostat. So in your personal life, you stop being a victim of your emotions. Don't just be a victim of your emotions, rather you lead them. Now in your relationship, interpersonal, love relationship, and every form of relationship, you're not controlled by other people's mood or drama. You set the tone. So you're not subject to the mood, that your joy, your happiness is not dependent on what somebody does or did not do. So in your goals or dreams, you build momentum through decisive action and not passive hoping. In your leadership, career, business-wise, ministry, any strata of life, any sphere of life you find yourself, you set the vision, the culture, and the energy. You set the vision, the culture, and the energy. You have to note that people follow those who decide, not those who react. Thermostats don't just react, they decide. And it is people that decide, people that take proactive decisions, that tends to believe that people tends to follow. So guys, the choice is yours. Let me ask you for the last time. Are you a thermostat or a thermometer? Are you setting the temperature of your life, or you are just reflecting the temperature around your life? Are you deciding your future, or you are just waiting for it to happen? Are you influencing your environment, or you are being controlled by it? Here is the truth. You are designed to be a thermostat, so live like one. Set the temperature of your life, decide your future, the outcome of your life, influence your environment. Cheers to transformation, growth, and becoming.